So something happened in Stanley Parable, and I just want to show you. I don't know what this is gonna be, but I just want to show you. I have none of this set up ready to go, so enjoy. I don't know any of this is gonna be. Like, we're back in the memory zone for some reason.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
7 of 6. What does that mean? Is there more?
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini-Stan? Can you remember?
It was under the stairs.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
No, we didn't.
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
No, it didn't. Narrator? What are you doing?
This was the 5th mini-Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
What? Oh no! Oh my god! It's all school YouTube videos! Oh my god! With this game.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Yep, 8 minutes. Oh my god.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
What the hell is going on? You are in the present.
There was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
That it?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we
The
can
hell?
stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
What?
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
What the hell?
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one. This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this? Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
And then we're just back in the
Everything
office.
else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
What the
Yes,
hell's going on?
I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
This it? Is this actually like one last one and that's it? I was not planning for any of this to happen. I did not have any of this prepared.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Simply walk past the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Also, if you know time of this recording, I am sick, so yeah. But I was not planning to do this
Stanley
at all.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this
I'm just going to do
place.
one
And as the cold
command,
reality
and
of
if
his
it's
past
going to
began
reset,
sink in,
then we know there's
Stanley
nothing else
decided
different. I can always come back if anything changes.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
I'm very sorry to everyone.
And Stanley was happy.
Alright then. So that was that. If anything else changes, I will record again. But, yeah. Thanks for watching, I guess. I don't know. Let's find out what this is, shall we? I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game. I love this game. It's called Epilogue. I need to know. We're in the desert. Is this when everything broke? There's the extra content door. We're back here again. We were just here earlier. There's a Monopoly piece. You can pause that and read in your own time.
Jim,
the gym buttons.
Jim.
$26 of $6. Hello again. You're the one who's been doing all the settings with me. It's nice to see you too. It's terrible to learn there will be never another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the Delafell says? Pursue the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. The Stanley Parable isn't scarce. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground, drag it back through the mud and back. If people hate it, who cares? That's what the narrator played, but he was so obsessed with the people's thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to his legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we're gonna make Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. Just change the number to the game's title screen. And we also need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something long and loudly. Go ahead. Go combining some random words together for a new title of the game. Return to Revenge of the Co-Workers. Stanley Parable, The Revenge of the Co-Workers. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you reset the game, we'll take a number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. And that way, Stanley Parable will never end. Nothing in the game itself will change if you do this either. Like adding new content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Go forward with this plan. Oh, well, this is our choice. Do we do it? Yeah, why not? Then it's agreed. A new circle every time you start the game. Since you put faith in my dear, I'm giving you something as well. You see, I noticed the narrator never found you the way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. There, the achievement machine is all fixed. I'm on your side. In this together. Let's keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It's spell on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Only one last thing we have to do. Enter in the current time. It is currently 9:14. Thank you, and enjoy the Stanley Parable. There we go. There's a car.
This is the story. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The new content door.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
We're already on 3, mate. I'm just here for the achievement.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
If I still can't get the achievement, I am gonna be angry that I've done all this effort.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given. As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait. What in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see. What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I wonder if there's another one here. Out of order? Yep.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good.
This is just the same
Here we
as
go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand
I
on
got
their
the
own.
achievement.
They would
Is
need
this
the
it?
structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title
I
screen.
am still
A
sick. The
title
time is
screen that says
recording.
with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Does it still say? It's now back to 2. Okay. I'm gonna quit and come back because I want to see what the hell is going on. What would the guy will say, because it's back to 2. So what we're going to see what happens if we leave and come back to it, right? Stample for the search of computer virus. And it's still the Stanley Parable 2. Huh. Guess that's it. There's no more. That's just it. Alright. Bye again. Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you back another time.